welcome to our 3 o'clock live chat. I'm Heather. I'm Director of Education here at Luminess. And guys, we do this each and every day for you so you can ask questions. It's a buildable live chat, so you'll see me go from skincare to starting the makeup to finishing the makeup, and you're able to ask questions. Doesn't have to be with what we're discussing at that time or doing at that time. You can ask questions on, hey, I was doing my makeup and this happened, or hey, doesn't matter. We can talk off subject if needed. It's for you. So it's whatever you want to discuss. So I hope everyone is having a great day today. I'm actually, it doesn't look like, okay. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Okay, let me do this. Okay, want to make sure. Hey, Andy. Hey, Sarah. I'm always afraid I can't see all the comments, so I like to pull up my my phone as well. Let's see. I got all my lashes out so I could do lashes. So in the 11 o'clock, I did my foundation. I did the bronze highlighter underneath. Thank you, Hillary. I did the bronze highlighter underneath, which gives me this nice little glow right here. And then I used the champagne eyeliner as my eyeshadow. Hey, Muzi, how are you? And that's stayed on very well. So there are always things that you can do to like utilize all the products that you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be what it says on the bottle or on the whatever it is. Am I frozen? Thank you, Muzi. On my phone, I just froze. So I don't know if I just want to make sure. Okay. Well, hopefully this is working. If not, I'll just talk to myself for a few minutes. Hey, Letitia. Hello, Kay. Oh, Hillary loves my earrings. Thank you. I used the silk 4-in-1, but first I put on Buff. Let's go over this real quick. I put on a little bit of Buff concealer, and I like the Buff because it works almost as a color corrector because it's a little peachy. So I just did a few dots, and then I blotted that and blended it in with my blender. And then on top of that, or right here in this area, I used the bronze highlighter. And I did that before the foundation. So I did and kind of just tap that in like this. And then I airbrushed the foundation on top of that. You can do it before or after foundation. With airbrush, when you're airbrushing the foundation or whatever you're airbrushing on, remember that airbrush doesn't move. It's harder. Might be confused. It's harder to correct after the fact. I don't know if it's easy to correct if you mess up, but like if I wanted to, that's why I do eyes. If I do eyeshadow, regular eyeshadow, sometimes I'll do that first because once airbrush is on, it's on. You do have some time to play with it and correct it. So I never have to take it off if I mess up. I can usually, I can just correct it immediately. But once it's on, and it says, as the eyeshadow. Oh yeah, I knew what you meant, Sarah. But yeah, once it's on, it stays on. It's going to stay on for 17 to 18 hours. And so it's really, I mean, for something that is so easy and it's fixable and forgiving to stay on as long as it does and look flawless, look like your natural skin. I mean, it's pretty much the most amazing thing out there. I'm not gonna lie. So there you go. That's my take. So now that I have my shimmer here, I am gonna take, and I love doing this, and you can do this with any lip color. I just really like doing it with the one from Lion King, which is this one, which is Pounce. And it's this one right here. And I'm just going to put a little on my hand, like so. And then get my blush brush. And I'm just going to lightly run that through and add that color to my cheeks. Now, because I'm doing all kinds of new things with different products, like eyeliner as my eyeshadow, I'm going to dust a little right here just on the kind of the crease, but I'm not having to blend it. I'm not having to do all of that. I can do it real quick, real soft, and not add a lot of color to it. So Nikki's asking about what's the best thing to use for bags under the eyes. And that's kind of a tricky question. Whoops, sorry, I just went out of focus. Hold on. It's a little bit of a tricky question because it depends on, are you treating them or trying to get, like trying to reduce the signs of them, or are we going to camouflage them? And so if you're actually talking about bags under the eyes, the snapback serum, and either the Vivation device or the iZone. Both are amazing products that are going to help get the snapback into your into the skin and get it working. I came in one day and this part of my eye was swollen, and I used the iZone on it, and I used the infrared lights. I actually used the cold one to work that swelling away. So using the snapback serum and the iZone or the Vivation device is a must. You're treating it before having to hide it or camouflage it or anything like that. If there's darkness with the bags, then you're going to want to use like the peach color corrector. If it's just bags, like their skin and it's just bags, you could use eraser depending on their skin tone. And Muzette says concealer. Yes, depending on the skin tone. Because what's happening is where the bags are, you actually, wherever that line is, you want to highlight in between there. Because remember that darkness or contouring, when we do our contouring, we're creating that depth with darker colors. Whatever we want to stand out is where we put the lighter color. So to create the illusion of less bagginess, you can actually highlight right in that crease. So it just depends. I know that's kind of a lot of an answer, but again, it's going to be dependent on what number one, treat it. Number one, treat it. But bags can be hereditary. There's a lot of different things. But number one thing would be to treat it. They can add the snapback serum, sit in front of the TV and do the Vivation device all through Big Bang Theory or whatever. I mean, they can sit there and do that and not have to worry about it. I mean, you can't overdo it. And I would definitely do that. And then I would also do the Velvet Veil. The Velvet Veil is a blurrer. So it's going to help blur fine lines and wrinkles. And so hopefully it will smooth that out as well. It's not going to make it disappear 100%, but that could help with, some blurring effect to that. All right. That's a great question, by the way. All right. So now I have my blush on. If I wanted to go in, let me get I'll do Lavas because I know the color in there. I'm going to use Lavas. I don't know why I have to say it like that. Lavas. And I'm going to do Naked because Naked is the lightest color in Lovers that's matte. And the only reason I'm sticking to a matte color right now is because I have my shimmer going on right here. And then I have that champagne on my eye. And so right now I'm just going to create a little bit of matte right at my brow bone just to make it stand out a little bit more, to give my eyes a little more depth. We do. I should do a video just on eye bags and the different options, because eye bags are different than like dark circles. Hey, Dawn. All right, so that's all I'm going to do for my eyes. Again, I have champagne eyeliner as my lid color. Then I just brushed a little bit of Pounce when I was doing my cheeks with Pounce, and I just brushed a little bit through my on my eye, and then I did the Lovers Lavas right there. All right, so now what do I want to do now? I didn't touch up my lips because I wanted to add another color on here. So let's go ahead and do eyeballs. Let's go ahead and do lashes, darling. Lashes. And, ooh, I'm almost out of glue. Have to squeeze that out. And I believe, actually, these are the natural lashes. Oh, Lord. So I'm going to go in. And now I'm just putting the glue on the bottom part of it. Getting the glue on the other one. Because remember, when doing lashes, guys, and we go over this every single time, we want to make sure that the glue gets tacky. You want the glue to dry a little bit. And the reason for that is once you place them, it's able to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay right there. So I'm going through the glue just a little bit more, putting a little bit more on the edges. Because that's usually where they'll pop. If it's going to come up a little bit, it'll be on the edge. So I go back through and put a little bit more on that edge. And so now I can go in and I'm going to curl them. And what this does is creates the curve of my eye. So when I go in and I'm going to put the lash on, I'm going to take my mirror, look down. Go up and over my lash. So I just placed it. So Cindy, I actually put the mascara on afterwards. I don't do it before. If you're going to curl your lashes, you would curl them before putting on the fake lash. And then I put the fake lash on. And then later I will put mascara on. So I'm holding that in place just to make sure it's going to stick. Making sure it's all in the same place. Holding that one right. Again, it's popping up on that end. Now I'm going to get the other one ready. Going through. And then going through there. Right there. Now there is a little extra on that end, but that's okay. Placing that right. Remember, my lashes curl really bad on that end. So I want to make sure. To put it right there. And again, I'm looking down while doing this, because if you've ever had fake lashes put on, they ask you to look down or close your eyes. And so that's what I'm doing. Basically, I'm having that eye stretch in the air, in the way that I need it to put that lash on. So right now I'm not going to open my eyes all the way because I want to make sure that it is staying there, that it's set. And I'm getting a little extra glue off, and then I'm good to go. So if I was going to put mascara on there right now, what I would do is I would wait till they completely dry. So right now I'm going to put on do my lips, and then I could put on eyeliner, and then I would put on mascara. So I would wait till they were 100% dry before doing mascara, before doing eyeliner. I did Persuasion eyeliner a little early one time, and I got a little bit of the glue on the pen. And so you do want to make sure that you do wait. Now, the other thing is, like right now, I can tell that this one I have too far in. And so I still have time to go in there and fix that one so it doesn't bug me to death. All right. All right, there we go. Bam. Now, putting mascara on, I don't always do that every single day. But if I was going to wear lashes and, you know, like if I was literally putting them on for work, to go to work all day with them, I would put mascara on, because what that's going to do, it's going to color my lash and put my lash and the fake lash together, and then I can put liner on at the bottom as well. And that way it looks seamless. You're not going to see the difference. Because I put lashes on every single day and I go home, I don't always put mascara on. But that's just me. All right, so I'm now going to my lips, because I ate lunch earlier. My lips are super dry right now, and so I'm going to put on Hakuna Matata. Just a little bit. And I'm going to put on, what do sketch? Which one is this one? Stark. And I'm going in and lining the lip. Now, because I put on Hakuna Matata, the liner's going to go a lot smoother. And I can smudge that line with zero trouble. All right, now I'm going to add Pounce. Which is that matte color. I love this color. Right there. Now, I do want to go in, and I'm going to add a little bit of the translucent powder. Kind of just right underneath my eye. I felt like I was a little bit shiny there. But I have that bronzer on, so I know it's going to, that bronzer that I have on underneath will pop up. I just felt like I was a little bit too shiny, and so I can tone that down. Catherine asked, do you wear wigs? No, I do not, but I actually am looking into doing it. I think wigs are amazing. So if you see me with different hair next week, you'll know why. So I'm patting it just, and guys, I'm barely putting this on. You see, I'm not swiping, not having to do all that. I'm just tapping that on to tone it down a little bit. Now, if I toned it down too much, guess what? You can always add more. I can go with the bronzer. I can go with whatever I want to. Let's see. I'm going to go in with Circle of Life. Oh, thank you. See, thank you, Cindy. Sometimes I think they would just be easier because with Houston weather, like my hair, it either works or it doesn't. And then I never know what to do with, I don't know. Anyway. All right. So there you go. So if I needed to add more, I could always add more. Powder, our translucent powder is milled so many times that it goes on so smooth and so effortlessly. And so it's a great way, even if you, let's say you do your eyes and let's say you were like, oh, I did them way too strong, or, you know, they're too much, or whatever the case may be. You can go in there and take the translucent powder and blend it out. So if you do go in and do that, and then you're like, oh, maybe I did too much. Well, then you can go back and cover. So there's always that give and take. Musette, are you saying that wigs are like hot or hot? Which hot are you talking about? Hey, Lindsay. Okay, Hillary just got the brow pencil. All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's just talk right now. Hi. Well, thank you, Catherine. Heat hot. Well, there's one of our Luminess beauties wears wigs, and she looks fabulous all the time. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And my hair changes colors 64,000 times. So, all right. So now let's talk about the dual brow pencil. This is one of my favorites. I love the fact that it's angled. So couple of ways to use this. If you can airbrush your brows on, if you're using the root and brow, you can airbrush your brows on. Not a problem. But you can also take this afterwards, which I love to tweak them. And so I would take this and go in and do a little bit of tweaking. Okay. And then when you're done with that, or you can just fill them in as well. So you can take them and just start filling them in. A couple of things about brows, depending on the brow shape, you can follow that brow shape along, you know, however you want. But now, what's our rule about brows? There needs to be two, first rule. But the front part starts here. Arch is here. And tail is there. Okay, so that's where you want it. If your Lindsay loves the airbrush and the brows, airbrushing the brows is so easy. The fact that it does have stencils, you work in parts, you don't have to like lay it flat, is amazing. So when I airbrush my brows, I still go in and I like to tweak them because I like them a little more defined. Brows like Spock. Mine are pretty close. So I always go in and fill them in. And then what this will do, the gel is going to hold those brows in place. It can also create hair-like strokes. It's going to help build up the brow, but it will hold everything in place. All right. So you just have to play with it. I do my brows different all the time. And actually, hold on, I just messed this one up. Yeah, just know that there's a lot of different ways to do it. I do like mine. See, I wiped a little bit more. I like them lighter up front. But like just now, if I wiped too much off, this is what I love about it. I can go back in and fill that in right there. So I'm wiping that one off a little bit more too. All right. So there you go. They're so easy to do. I will tell you to go in and do them first. I do my brows first thing. First thing in the morning, bam, I do. Hey, Donnie, good to see you, my friend. That's the first thing I do is my brows. To me, brows shape the face, but you can go in and play with them. I will tell you when doing the brows, if you're filling them in, one thing I want to show you, this is always normally, go with my guidelines of where, and then start filling them in. Now you want to fill them in start with the top. And some people like to do the arch first to get that going, to get that arch, and then kind of connect the lines. Filling them in on the bottom is going to lower them. Okay. So if you don't have a lot of room here and you're filling them in on the bottom, just watch to make sure they don't drop. If that makes sense. Okay. Now, when mama gets some Botox, my eyebrows are up here. And when I raise my eyebrows, everybody comments about it. So when I'm doing it, I have to look in the mirror, and sometimes I do fill in at the bottom so I don't go up any higher. Because when I talk, I raise my eyebrows. I'm like, what? Sometimes you can't tell. Depends on how much Botox I had that month. So it just depends. So watch those things too. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to fill from the top, not the bottom, unless you have a lot of space here. Okay? Does that make sense? Because everybody's like, why are her eyebrows so high? Well, I'm like this when I talk, and I talk like, but if I'm natural, they're not as high. Okay? So make sure, just like when I fill in my lips, I need to make sure, because my mouth is crooked on one side, I need to make sure that I'm doing it evenly so my mouth doesn't look crooked. And so I want to make sure that if I just got my Botox and my eyebrows are too high, then of course I'm going to want to fill down here so it lowers them. Make sense? We're speaking real. I'm just telling you how it is. All right. There you go. All right, guys. You guys have an amazing day today on this Tuesday. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow for our hump day. Oh, yay. Yay. Yeah. One thing you would have to know is I do keep it real. I have no shame, basically, is what I'm telling you. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'm glad you guys are learning some stuff. That's what I'm here for. So I want you to utilize me. I want you to learn. So keep coming and ask me questions. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.